about to leave. Already packing, come with me. I'm not.
Hello, friends and enemies. Welcome back to Happy For Now. It's me, Isabel, here, ready to wrap you up on my wild reading month that was October. So I did do a mid-month wrap up this month again. If you want more details on those books I talked about there, you can click on the link down below to go check out that wrap up. There will also be links to all the vlogs from this month if you want to go check any out. I read a lot, okay? And I'm just gonna preface that I read a lot of books. I don't want anyone to feel less than because they didn't read as much as I did this month or have read as many books as I have in a year this month. It's cool. Like, I promise you, like, any and all reading is good reading, and like, I'm proud of you for anything that you read right now because it's a time. It has been a time. This month has been rough, this year has been rough. I just want to reiterate, like, whatever you're reading or not reading is totally okay. I don't want anyone to feel less than when I talk about my reading stats. Because I just know that you're gonna compare yourself, most likely, and you don't need to do that. My life is a very unique situation currently, so keep that in mind as we go into these. First up, in October, I read a total of 48 books. Yeah, I know. That's wild. So let's break down like some of those stats. I read 10,556 pages total. I only DNF'd one book, which was a ARC I got. I'm not going to talk about it because I don't want to give it bad publicity, really. I just didn't connect with it at the time. It wasn't like I hate this. I just wasn't into the writing overall. Like, it wasn't for me. So on that note, I've listened to 17 audiobooks, read 14 ebooks, and read 16 mangas, which is why my number is so high, because I've been diving back into mangas, as you know, and I've really fallen in love with a very specific manga that has 26 volumes to date. I have read 14 of those volumes in a month. I will probably be caught up in November to the whole thing. And also, I wanted to note that I got 21 books total from my library that I listened to this month, which feel like most of those were probably audiobooks, not ebooks. So I feel like that's pretty dang good. All right, and then we're gonna go in order from my lowest star ratings to my highest and go from there. Again, not gonna go into super detailed depth on anything that was featured in my mid-month wrap-up or on a vlog. So I had no 1-star reads this month. I had no 1.5-star reads, so that's a pretty good feeling. Honestly, I'm quite thrilled about that overall. But I did have some 2 and 2.5-star reads. First, we have Spells in the Night by Bryn Hale. I read this in the Reading Halloween Books vlog. I will link that down below for you again. And that one, I honestly just felt like it was okay. The entire like conflict hinged on miscommunication that annoyed me, so it was a 2-star read. All right, so my 2.5 star, it might be a 3-star, I don't know, is Smashing the Pumpkin King by Holly Ween. So I read this again in my reading Halloween books. It was wild. It made me laugh really hard. I realize it's after Halloween now, so you may not want to read it, but all right, next we have the 8 3-star reads I had. First, we have The Shadows of Stormcliff Hall by Lauren Smith. This I just didn't love. I talked about it more in depth in my mid-month wrap-up. Then we have Gentle Rogue by Joanna Lindsey. This was my first ever Joanna Lindsey. I did a whole vlog it's in a vlog where I read it. And again, it was interesting. I'm curious to read more Joanna Lindsey and get a feel for more of her writing and seeing some of those 90s / late 80s romances. Then I read Scrooged by Vi Keeland and Penelope Ward. This was a trio of novellas for Christmas on Audible Escape. They were fine. None of them were memorable, to be honest with you, and it honestly maybe doesn't even deserve a 3-star. Then I read Even Tree Nymphs Get the Blues by Molly Harper. This was a good addition to the world, but I do think that it didn't add enough to warrant a 4-star. Next, I read Hot Ghost by Annika Martin. This was a ghost romance. What do I say about Hot Ghost? I enjoyed it. I think it was well done. I think the premise of what the romance was interesting. And it was enemies to lovers, a very quick, fun novella. Next, I read The Pumpkin King by Cara Damone. This was also probably maybe should have been a 2.5, 3, I don't know. These also made me laugh. This one was like kind of less ridiculous somehow than Smashing the Pumpkin King. I definitely didn't laugh as much, but it was really weird. Same thing, it's in that vlog where I read Halloween books. Then we've got You're My Boo by Frankie Love, who writes really great little quick novellas. This was a Friends to Lovers. It was cute, I enjoyed it. It wasn't like, it's not super memorable, but again, the selection of Halloween reads, y'all, is lacking. Then we have Under His Spell by Mink, which was my first ever Mink I've read. Very fun, quick, dirty book. I thought this one had an interesting plot and could have maybe been a little longer and still been enjoyable, so there's that. Next, we have my 3.5 star reads. So these are Totally Spooked by Zoe Indiana. This cracked me up. It had such a great shifter. Again, I read it for that vlog of reading Halloween books, and I just really loved the shifter in this. It was funny, it was cute, it's speed dating for shifters, so it's just a silly concept with shifters, which I think I love silly shifter books. Then I read Deep and Lick by Kylie Scott, which I also gave 3.5 stars to. These are like early 2010s, they're from 2013-ish, 2014, rock star romances. I read these because I wanted to finish that series. I have one more book left in it. Because I wanted to read the basis story, which was Deep, and it was decent. It was not my favorite. It was like a surprise pregnancy kind of situation, and a lot of like very pre-2015 writing, I guess. I still enjoyed it. They're still fun, popcorny, new adult rock star romances. All right, and then my 4-star reads, I had 10 of these, which is like delightful. I feel like I'm really doing well this year at only reading things I'm gonna enjoy. So that would be Twisted, Obsessed, and Bound by Aletha Romig. These are the 3 books in the Sparrow outfit that I was missing and hadn't read yet, and I loved this. This one was so good. If you haven't read the Sparrow outfit yet, I cannot recommend it enough. I really, really like these books. I know Steph over at Steph's Romance Book Talk is the reason I read these. And yeah, Aletha Romig is just very talented at writing these books. Then I read Be Not Afraid by Alyssa Cole. This was in my mid-month wrap-up, one of her novellas. I enjoyed it a lot. As always, Alyssa Cole is just a very talented writer. Then I read Let Me Love You by Alexandria House, which upon reflection is possibly a 3.5 star read or a 3-star read, more so than a 4, but I haven't gone back to change that rating because I had some issues with the ending of it and how much drama kept being added, and I just felt was unnecessary. I just wanted them to be happy and together. Then I read Volume 1 of The Promised Neverland, or Volume 2 of The Promised Neverland was a 4-star read because after Volume 1, it's hard to top that. But I feel like the rest of the series is gonna be amazing. Then I read Love and Other Wild Things by Molly Harper, and I really, really liked this one. I think it was a great addition to the world. I love Mystic Bayou so much. It's such a cool setup and a cool area. Like, it's just a great premise of a town of like mystic shiftery people of various types having a place they live and trying to figure out what's going on with their rift there. It reminds me of True Blood, I guess, like where there's like something going on in this little town in Louisiana, and that's probably why I love it. Next, I read A Tale of Two Cities, a Halloween story by, oh no, what's her name? By Alexandria Warren. I also really enjoyed this. So I really enjoyed this. I thought this was a fun setup. I'm curious to read her Thanksgiving one this month. Next, I read Selkies Are a Girl's Best Friend, another 4-star read in the Mystic Bayou series. Same thing as the other one, great addition to the world. And I love these books so much. Then I finished Naughty Brits, the anthology with Sarah McLean, Tessa Gratton, Sierra Simone, Sophie Jordan, and Louisa Edwards. So 2-starred one story. I loved 3 of the stories basically, and the other 2 I didn't care about, so I just landed on a 4. I don't know what else to rate it. I don't not recommend it, but I definitely don't recommend the Louisa Edwards story or Tessa Gratton. I was bored in Tessa Gratton's and DNF'd it. All right, next we have my 5 4.5 star reads. So I read Let Us Dream by Alyssa Cole, and I really like this. This is her Harlem, a Renaissance setting novella. Delightful, wonderful time to read. Then I finished Dirty Kisses by Kenya Wright. This is a amazing mafia book. This is a Black author writing a Black main character, a Russian Bratva member. I really liked it. It was gruesome though, okay? Like, don't go in thinking like there's gonna be no violence. This book is gruesome. There is a lot of violence and like stuff happening, okay? But I loved it so much. Oh my gosh, it was so good, y'all. Then I read My Brother's Husband, Volume 1 by Gengoro Tagami. This was precious, my heart. I got a little teary-eyed. I really loved it. I have Volume 2 from the library to read this week. I would show it to you if I had Volume 1 still from the library, but I returned it. And yeah, this was great. I highly recommend. Next, we have the one volume of Yona of the Dawn that I didn't love, which was Volume 8, but I feel like I know it was setting up a lot of things. So I can't wait to see how that goes. Then we have Headliners by Lucy Parker, which was the conclusion of that London Celebrity series. I really, really liked it. I thought it was a great setup. It just took me forever to read because I just was having focus issues, to be honest. I didn't love the narration on the audio, so I kept switching back and forth. But I really, really liked this. This was a great enemies to friends to lovers. They team up to figure out who's sabotaging them at their workplace. And then the 25-star reads I had. So both of my 5 stars this month, all of them were mangas. So Volume 1 of The Promised Neverland was 5 stars. That reveal at the end, I can't tell you anything. I can tell you that if you want to read this manga, you need to have like 3 volumes ready to go, or at least 2, because it's wild. And then volumes 1 through 7 and 9 through 14 of Yona of the Dawn were all 5-star reads. I am truly in love with these books. I thought that these were so good. It's a great fantasy romance. It's definitely an epic journey. I mean, it's 26 volumes right now, so it's a lot to commit to. If you can get it from your library, I highly recommend checking it out. Next, we have Spoiler Alert by Olivia Day. This was a 5-star read for me. I really connected with the fan fiction in this and the nerddom in here. It hit the spot for me personally, and I can't say enough good things about this. The other one is, it's so heavy, Solutions and Other Problems by Ali Brosh. This was a great return to form. I'm so glad we got a new Ali Brosh this month. I didn't know how much I needed it, but I really needed it, y'all. And then we have Filthy Rich Americans, which is 3 books in a series that I devoured in 24 hours. I still need to read the 4th book, but I'm kind of holding it for today. Like when you see this video, I'll probably be reading that book because I need something to really pull me out of it if things are shitty tomorrow. So I read all 3 of these. It's The Initiation, The Obsession, The Deception, and these follow some filthy rich Americans who are awful people and terrible, but boy oh boy, by the last book do they get their shit served to them on a platter. And it's so good. So good. I loved it. I don't want to tell you too much because it is a book series. I feel like you do need to go in knowing very little besides the fact that it's like very rich Americans, and there's a lot of content warnings kind of, but I think I put some of them on my review on Goodreads for y'all if you need them. No shame there, but they're wild. These books are wild. And then the last 5-star read I read, which was like my last book of the month, was Front Desk by Kelly Yang. This is a middle grade about a girl and her family who immigrate to America from China, and they end up running this hotel for a really kind of shitty person, and it's just about like the trauma of being poor, like poverty and racism in America, and it's set in the 90s, and like what their life is now in America, and then them like persevering and her finding friends and just lots of friendship and delightfulness, and not understanding like racism against Black people in America or other racism against other Asian countries, like depending on where they're from and who the boss is and all those things. It was honestly so good. I read this because a bunch of my friends had 5-star reviews on it, and I saw those and I thought I need to try this, and I'm not disappointed at all that I did. So there's that. But yeah, that was my reading month in October. So I'm editing this and I realized I didn't update you on the status of my reading competition with my mother. So Mama Happy for Now is at 272 books and I am at 265. So I'm hoping that here in the first week of November I will overtake her reading goal. We'll see. how that goes. So stick around to find out more, hopefully in my mid-month wrap-up. Hopefully that wasn't too long. If you have any questions or want more details on any of the books I read, like I said, there's vlogs with me reading almost all of these. So I don't want to, like, you know, make this a 30-minute wrap-up. But yeah, that's what I read. And if you had a favorite book you read in October, let me know in the comments, or drop a book stack emoji, I guess, because I apparently am a voracious reader this month. What a wild ride. If you want to stick around for more romance content, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. You can also look in that description box for links to all of the books I just talked about if you want to check them out on Amazon or Goodreads. And you can find my link tree down there, which has links to all of my social media. You will find me on Goodreads, Twitter, and Instagram. Those are my main platforms. What else? Oh, you can also find a link to the Discord for romance YouTubers and viewers if you want to come hang out with us. We talk about romance books. We've been talking about the Bridgertons a lot right now, and we're definitely, like, excited to be hanging out with people and talking romance, getting book recs. That's it. I will see y'all soon. Bye.
Really asking, we'll get away to a place where we don't know.